Not long ago, the members of the PDP, led by Honorable Leo Ogor, former majority leader, did say to the press at the time they complained about the further rescheduling of the resumption dates for the House of Representatives, and they gave their reasons. Well, that's what we're focusing on today. Well, he joins us himself to talk to us about that. He joins us from our studios in Abuja. Morning, Honorable Leo. Thank you for joining us today. Now, take us through your grouse, because you did complain about the shift in resumption dates. Much as they did give their reasons, why were you not satisfied with it?
Well, first, you just said it. They didn't give any specific reason for shifting that date. And you will also agree with me that since we've been elected, or since that house was inaugurated, the house has not been able to take a step. It is unfortunate and very, very sad, coupled with the issues that are on ground. You've just been talking about the security issues. You've seen what is happening in Borno State, where innocent citizens are being killed on a daily basis. These are great security issues, and the National Assembly need to play a major role. The economy, clearly, as we can see today, is almost at a standstill. We need to discuss all this subject matter, and there are other issues that have major impact that we need to also talk about. And fortunately or unfortunately, APC specifically have refused to give us reasons why they decided to say, oh, they won't be able to put their leadership together. And it's a very sad scenario, because we were elected to come and make good laws for the good governance of this country. And 2 months after elections, we've not been able to take a step. Very, very sad, totally unacceptable. We just felt that, the time and hour has come for us to speak. The reality on ground has to be addressed, and Nigerians should know those that are causing this crisis at this particular time.
Well, many would have thought that you are in communication with the leadership of the House of Representatives, having been majority leader yourself, and so they should have communicated, or you should know perhaps why that is. So is it that there was no official communication, or not even behind the scene conversation with you and them about why that was rescheduled?
Well, like I told you, it has to do with the crisis within the APC leadership, and the painful aspect about it is who becomes the principal officers of the House have become the major subject matter. I think first and foremost, what we need to appreciate here is that the first step that needs to be taken in any legislative house is looking at the programs of the House. And when we started discussing the legislative agenda, we have not even moved. So for us as a people, the clear issue now is the crisis within the APC group, where interests of some individual has become greater than the collective interest of our great nation. And for us, it's a major concern, because here you have a party that was clearly in opposition that have taken over government. We have no objection to that. But they should be able to handle, the opportunity that is before them, because they still play that role of more like the opposition party, not realizing today that they are already in government. The concept or the ideology of walking out of the house, creating crisis on a continuous basis, has become more like something that have customized them. So we just felt that, look, we must sit down and get down to legislative business.
Is it that you don't think that
they should know precisely where this problem is coming from?
Okay, is it that the reason they gave is not serious enough to justify that rescheduled date?
Yeah, because what we need to know, Chamberlain, is that our oath of allegiance is to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, not to any specific interest, not even to that political party's interest. It is to the Constitution of Nigeria, because as soon as you are elected, you don't even look clearly or only at your political.
Oh yeah, so we lost Honorable Leo Ogor there, but we'll of course reattempt the connection and get it back and get him to complete his thoughts on that. Clearly not happy with the reasons adduced why the House of Reps have to reschedule the resumption date. And yes, indeed, he also did say, look, they did draft the legislative agenda. They talked about it therein, and not justified from his perspective. But Honorable Leo, you did say also that if much as you're not happy with that shift, what if the new date comes and you still don't resume?
No, that definitely is not negotiable. So far, since they've gotten our message, I'm sure they've started putting their hands together. Clearly, as I know, they started resolving some of the issues, and I believe and I am convinced beyond reasonable doubt that they have gotten a very clear message from us that we will not accept it any further, and Nigerians are not going to accept it. So from all indications, they've started doing some horse trading, and I know definitely come 28, we'll definitely see it.
Honorable Ogor, now there are some school of thoughts that have come up with this idea, well, not an idea, they've just brought up something like history, that the PDP had to pass through something like this when the former speaker, Aminu Tambuwal, had to emerge. I mean, the party gave its position, but the members of the House chose to go their own way. One would have thought that you would have had better, since you have the experience, you would have advised them how to go about it. How have you attempted to do this?
Sure, we did, but you know, like I told you also, they've not been able to come to terms with the reality of the day, because they've been so used to this opposition politics that they cannot really accept that today they are in control of governance. The fact remains that when you look at the National Assembly, we detest imposition. Nobody accepts it in that chamber. We protect our independence vigorously. When we say an external influence, definitely, no matter how good that person is, he or she will be rejected. We all know this. After such election, then the next step is that somebody has emerged. As soon as somebody emerges, the other issues are inconsequential. All we need to do now is to carry on our legislative business. Principal officers, committee chairmen, and deputy chairmen, then we carry out the main functions while we are elected. But because of some interest, which probably they think is being driven by the political party itself, has created these various crises in that place.
But were you not, Honorable Ogor, if I may come in here,
okay.
Were you not amongst those at that time who insisted the party's directive be followed strictly?
No, I didn't. I insisted on the independence of the legislature.
Above the directive of the party.
And it's on record that Leo Ogor insisted on the independence of the legislature.
Well, Honorable, I'd like you to take us through the process in terms of what happens on the floor. What are some of the processes that informs adjournments?
Well, first, you saw what happened on that specific date. The speaker came in and, he realized that there was going to be one or two problems on the floor of the House. The most important thing you need to do at that particular time as a speaker is to call for an executive session where, as a chamber, we can sit down and discuss our issues. Then we will disagree to agree. But some individuals felt no, they would rather, throw the baby and the bathwater away, and created the whole confusion that happened. It was live there, and I think very, very embarrassing. We did apologize to the Nigerian people over that unacceptable incident. But after a while, we started speaking to some of them, and they realized that, yes, we need to drop this personal interest and move forward. It was a sin that I really would not want to remember because of the level of embarrassment that, came out of it. Nevertheless, I think nerves are a little bit down now. I've seen that the groups are already agreeing, so we're hoping very clearly that the matter will be put to rest, and we'll continue with the legislative business. But the whole exercise was a major embarrassment, and with every opportunity, I really want to apologize to the Nigerian people that it is very, very unparliamentary, and we do appeal that they forgive us so that we can continue with our jobs.
So you believe that the adjournment that was called for was unnecessary?
Definitely, because without that crisis, without the crisis itself created by those groups in APC, there will have been no room for an adjournment. we will have continued with the legislative business, because then you remember vividly we were debating the legislative agenda. And as soon as we resume on the 28th, we will have to complete the debate of the legislative agenda. So for me as an individual, you know, specifically with this even new shifting of dates from 21st to 28th, it's uncalled for.